So I'm just going to punish these guys, you know, for 9,500 a pop as often as I can. And I'm risking 8,100 to do it. Now, Drinking Buddy calls us. And this is interesting because he is in, you know, second place right now. A little bit ahead of Irish before the hand started. Or close, you know, they're tied for second. He has position on me. So I do have to, you know, proceed with caution. I'm going to make my continuation bet, but if he calls me, I'm not really going to be getting into some huge 3-barrel bluff spot. I mean, I might. I can't remember what happens this hand, but it's not really what I'm looking to do here. If you know, I put him on something that I can get him to fold, I might do, you know, an interesting play. But he's not really looking to mess with me, and I don't really want to mess with him. I mean, if I lose his hand to him, I'm still going to have a nice stack. And still determined to win it, but I'm not going to look to just to give my chips away. So here's my continuation bet, 9,100. And he flat calls. So something that I've worked on and kind of adjusted to my game is firing the second barrel. Just lately, in the last couple of days in the 45 and 90 mans, I've been really betting on the turn a lot more than normal. Because I realize, you know what, I give up so often because I do raise pre-flop so much and bet the flop, and they call me that so often. I just check the turn, people bet, and I just fold. So I started betting more on the turn, and people just keep folding and folding. They kind of peel one off on the flop, they don't hit the turn, then they give it up. But if you check first, then they realize that they have a shot to win it. So now, I mean, I wish now that I bet like 26,000 here, but I probably just give up. And he checks it, which is interesting. You know, he could have a flush draw. He could have been floating me, but decided that, you know, he didn't quite have the balls to bet the turn. You'd have to really think that if he had a monster hand, if he had a set or, you know, a big king, he's not going to check and let that club get there in case I have some kind of flush draw. So, I'm really not putting him on a big hand. You know, maybe like an 8. If he had a king, I mean, I've got to think that he's going to bet a king here. So I'm not putting him on a king. River's a blank. Now, I could bet, and it'd be a bet, you know, a bluff, because I'm trying to get him to fold maybe an 8 or a 5 or a 4. He's not going to fold the king. I can check, hope he bets, and raise him if I think that he has nothing. I can check call. No, but what can I beat? I can't beat an ace high. Can't beat any pair. You know, I could beat like a jack high, queen high flush draw if he didn't hit the river. I think now I remember what happens here. This could get interesting. So I lead out and bet 29,000. If you really think about this hand from the beginning, it looks like I missed a flush draw. Like I bet the flop, check the turn, now I'm betting the river. You know, could make it look like I was trying to check raise the turn. That might be a stretch. I don't think that was what he was kind of worried about. But I got him to, you know, lay it down. You know, I really don't know. I guess he has to have a flush draw here. He didn't want to raise on the flop. You know, I maybe got him to fold, and an ace high, or maybe I did have the best hand anyway, but he probably didn't want to get it all in on the flop with a flush draw, just because he is in second, third place. If he doesn't connect or doesn't hit, he gets knocked out. He might regret that decision. It was a tough spot in the river for me because it's, I check and he checks, I probably lose the hand. I probably can't. He can probably beat queen high. Betting on the river, I got away with one there, kind of, because I couldn't really represent anything. It doesn't look like I really have a king. If you look back the way I played the hand, let's say I had king queen. I raise pre-flop. Flop comes, I bet. Turns to 9. Well, if I have king queen, I'm going to bet again because I don't want to give the flush draw the free card. So it's not a spot I'm going to check raise. I'm going to bet it if I have king queen, king jack, ace king. Definitely not checking. So when I do check, I've given up. If it was an all blank, if a 4 was the 4 diamonds, yeah, then I could check. But because that flush draw is there, it really kind of gives away my hand that I have squadouche. So on the river, I wasn't really selling much, but the guy bought it, so we'll take it. And we took a nice dent to his stack, which is nice. Make my little min raise. I get re-raised all in. Now let's pretend drinking buddy folded. I would have to call 17,000 to win 43,000. So I would have to call. I'm getting great odds. And let's do the math here. I got the 10-9 offsuit. These are good just to run in your head. Or you run on Poker Stove and really, get a feel for certain hands, how they match up against certain ranges. Okay, so what do we think this guy's got here? I raise, he ships it all in. Probably almost all his pairs, right? Tons of pairs, any pair. Obviously ace king, ace queen, ace jack, ace 10 suited. Maybe even ace 9, ace 8 suited. 25,000. He's the low stack, so he's probably going to raise like king, queen, king, jack. Probably all aces suited. King 10 suited, queen, jack suited, queen 10 suited, jack. Yeah, all these hands. So, against that range, I'm 35, 65. Well, I'm getting 17,000 to win 43,000. Let's do some more math. I'm getting 2.5 to 1. So that's a great spot for me. And I would have called. But then this guy shoves all in. No, thank you. So they're in a flip. And drinking buddy won it. And so now this guy, Joey Matthias, is just so tight. Let's look this guy up. Let's do some research.